The fiery but mostly peaceful protest guy from CNN is back. This time, he's back to argue that calling America a constitutional republic is an attack on democracy. Omar Jimenez was speaking with his colleague Donnie O'Sullivan, who went out to interview Trump supporters about Biden's platform of protecting democracy. O'Sullivan complained to Jimenez that Trump supporters don't see this nation as a democracy, and so therefore all the talk about President Trump being a danger to democracy falls on deaf ears. So sad, so scary. Now, I highlight this exchange for an important reason. Mass democracy just means three wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner. That is called mob rule, and it leads to nowhere good when it's not tempered through the framework of a constitutional republic. The difference lay in the separation of powers. For example, the Electoral College, allowing for rural Americans to have a greater say in national politics, instead of them just being completely drowned out by the sheer numbers of the liberal coastline elites. The left hates the Electoral College for that reason. They also hate the fact that the Senate allots 2 senators for every state regardless of population size, which has a similar effect as the Electoral College in presenting state concerns equally so that a big state can't dominate a small state. The founders originally made senators electable by state legislatures and not by the people, and they gave them longer terms than the congressmen who serve in the House, because while the will of the people is important, it's also easily whipped up into frenzies by popular crazes that are all the rage one year but could be completely gone by the next year. But the left likes that unstable dynamic. Look how quickly they made transgenderism the latest craze everyone has to follow. They want senators allotted by population like representatives in the House. They also push for greater suffrage to include 16-year-olds, criminals, and illegal aliens. Not because they're humanitarians at heart, but because the left is great at stirring up the passions of mob rule. Look at all the riots they stoked during election years. If they can just swamp their competition by sheer numbers, they call that democracy. When they bring over illegal aliens through the open border, they know most of those people won't even vote illegally, even though some definitely do. And plans for mass amnesty by the left could give them the right anyway. But for the meantime, when illegals get counted in the population size, that means more congressional districts are created to accommodate the numbers. And by virtue of who's living there, those will mostly be blue districts, giving the left even more power in the House. It's for all these reasons and more that CNN's little smear job on Trump supporters who love the constitutional republic is so dangerous. Because if they can call that insurrectionary language or an attack on democracy, then that empowers the national security state to do the dirty work for them in censoring, illegally spying, and prosecuting us as domestic terror threats. This puts the border crisis in a whole new light, right? Just when you think the implications of it couldn't get any worse, they do. Joining us now to discuss the border and a whole lot more is Republican U.S. Senator Marsha Blackburn of Tennessee. Senator, thanks for being here tonight.
Happy to join you. Thank you.
Great. So it's the 12th anniversary of Obama's DACA program, and so Biden is wanting to implement his new parole-in-place amnesty plan. What do you make of all of this? I mean, in the wake of all the border crimes that we've been hearing, all the chaos, the administration thinks now's a good time to just roll out amnesty.
And what they're doing is saying, okay, we're finding another way to make illegal immigration legal. This is what they're trying to do. And all of these people that have come in the country and now they're married, they're saying, okay, we're going to let you stay and we're going to give you this parole in place. And that means you can get benefits. It means you can get a work permit. So they need to answer a few more questions around this, since they're working so hard to make illegal immigration legal. What is this going to do to people that, say, get married today or tomorrow or next week or next month? How are they going to handle all of that? How are they going to vet all of this? How are they going to know who has been here or who came into the country because they were married to someone? I think you're going to see more questions exist. But making illegal legal is what this administration has worked overtime trying to do.